Dave and I were involved in a certain clique of martial art people. We were competitive kickboxers for a long time, so we knew each other through that in our very late teens, early 20s.
I met Chad about 20 years ago.
I had been in stunts maybe 5 years, and Dave had gone into, believe it or not, school teaching. We talk quite often, and we were looking to put together a small clique of guys and martial art people that were into choreography and into training really hard to get into the stunt business. Dave expressed interest. We invited him out one year.
I came out to LA and we started working in film as stunt performers and choreographers.
Somewhere along the way, we started a stunt team, then we started a stunt company. Our company is 8711.
8711 is the foremost company in the world for stunt fighting for films.
So when our guys practice their martial arts, per se, we do it with cameras and we edit the scenes. We actually do it the way we would do it on set. We'll get our cameras out and we'll shoot it, and then we'll get on Final Cut and we'll edit it. And that's how you learn how choreography works. It does not work.
And that became our introduction into the making of these pre-vises that we do.
You know, we just try to do a video viz of what we'd actually want to do on set.
And we became known for that. People would request them, directors would request them.
All of the presentations that they've been doing over the years, they've been cutting and storyboarding and pre-vising and being storytellers.
That's how we made the jump from fight choreographers and stunt coordinators to second unit directors.
So there's a lot of experience with the camera, with production.
They've always been incredibly driven, really hardworking, incredibly focused, always knew what they wanted to do, always pursuing that goal.
They've done some of the biggest movies and some of the most extraordinary stunt work in the last 20 years.
These are guys that, have made their mark on the world in second unit directing and choreographing some of the greatest stunts in the history of film.
These guys are, in my opinion, the best there are.
Chad and David were looking for a project to direct.
I always wanted to work with them. I like how they are, who they are. When John Wick came, I sent it to them first for action.
That's it right there.
But in the back of my mind,
I thought that it would be to their taste. So I didn't know how that was going to go, but I kind of presented it.
I got the script on a Friday, read it, called Dave on a Saturday.
Chad and I talked about it and we're like, man, this is like 3/4 action anyway. Maybe this is a good one to direct.
We got on the phone with Keanu and said, look, we'd like to direct your movie, or at least bid for the directing job on it.
And he was like ecstatic. He was excited about that.
They really responded to the material, and they went and pitched their ideas, and Basil loved it, I loved it, and here we are.
Getting to know Chad and David and their history and how they've come to become directors, I think is really inspiring.
For two guys that are doing their first feature film, first unit, I think they're doing a really commendable job.
You're always nervous going into something when it's a first-time director, but knowing that they came from the stunt world and how amazing they are as second unit really pushed me towards wanting to do this action movie with them, and they have also been such a pleasure to work with.
This was a chance for them to do what they've really wanted to do. So there's an enthusiasm there. There's a freshness and an eagerness and an openness that is seductive to me.
And I'm so impressed that they can work together in the way they do. I haven't seen a fist fight. You know how boys are.
Working with Chad and David has been wonderful. I only wish that Addie was more in the film.
The directors are great, man. They just got so much enthusiasm. They have great ideas. They really understand camera angles and character, and they give you enough room to have fun, but we can also work on containing things a little bit. I'm having a blast.
I've had a great time at Chad. They're very fluid with the way that they work. It's all very easy to me. You've got room to, create, and it's a collaborative sort of process.
It's very hands-on. I mean, they're the people doing all the special effects and all the fight scenes and stunts anyhow. So in a movie like this, there's no mediator between them and us. It's just they're doing what they know how to do, and they do it very well.
Very meticulous in their work and very caring about how a fight proceeds and how it unfolds in front of the audience. Very fun-loving. I love them for their sense of humor as well as their enormous craftsmanship at what they do.
The way they work together is very smooth. I've worked with co-directors before, not so many times, but I have done it before. And usually it's kind of like, oh, that's the person that deals with the actors, and that's the person that sets up the shot. There's usually a kind of clear personality or clear tendency. In this case, it's quite fluid. I don't know exactly who's responsible for what. I think they kind of tag team. They've been really trained at a certain kind of collaboration and a kind of understanding of what they're working on, where it's going to fit into the bigger picture. Even though they're new directors, they understand very well the mechanics of how to put together a movie.
I really enjoyed the opportunity of of working with Chad and Dave, with their cinema, with their experience, real enthusiasm. Let's go, let's do this. There's no challenge that can't be faced. There's no challenge that can't be overcome. You know, we must get it, we must do it. What do we have to do? What can we do? This is what we do.
This first one was a huge learning experience for us. It was a great way to pool what we did. We've made far more mistakes than we did not, but it was a great learning experience. I think we do have a really good movie inside of what we shot, which is good. Very proud of it. We're very proud of how things worked. We took a big bite for our first one. We stretched our budget and time frame and our schedule to the absolute limits, probably in a detrimental way sometimes, but in other ways I think we fought for what we thought we really wanted and what we believed in, and I think we got that.